Hello friends, welcome to the 10th part on the of the Raichur War series. So in this part again we'll take a look in more detail at the elephant armor and its different variations. Okay, so let's go into the slides. So this is the side view of the elephant armor, which is in the Leeds Royal Armoury. And in the next couple of slides, I have got close-up shots of the elephant armor. So this is again taken from the Leeds Armory website, and you can see how fine the work is. So you got steel plates with designs, and then you got these little interlocking chains which form the armor. And like I mentioned in the last part, at the back of this armor you got thick cotton cloth which kind of protects the elephant's tough but sensitive skin from getting scratched and by the abrasive effect of the metal armor. Let's have a look at another shot, and this is the shot of the front view of the same the elephant armor in the Leeds Armory. And you can see, except for the elephant's eyes, almost everything is covered in armor, and the armor actually extends on to the elephant's ears as well. Now sometimes, quite occasionally, even the eyes were covered by a type of a cloth which was known as andhiyari. So this was a Mughal term. So andhiyari uh, was supposed to protect the eyes, but you had to be really good marksman to get at the elephant's eyes. And let's go on, and I got a couple of scans from Dr. Pant's book. So this scan from page 106 of Dr. Pant's book shows typical howdah, or which was as you know, howdah is typically kind of a sitting arrangement on the back of the elephant. So typically 4 to 6 soldiers could sit in it. Now this howdah is not your typical war howdah, because the war howdah was known as Imari, and it was special because around the sides it had between 18 inches to 3 feet of wooden planks. So it was covered on the 4 sides with wooden planks, so soldiers could actually duck into it and then keep firing. So there, except for their faces, their chest and the rest of the body was not exposed. And this covered Imari, which is on the next slide. So this is what an Imari used to look like, and the wooden planks were covered with either iron or copper plates which acted as the armor, so they could repel arrows, musket shot, different projectiles. So one of the techniques to set these howdahs on fire was to use fire arrows, or combustible element tipped arrows, so which could set fire to them. And here again we have got different types of elephant trunk armor. So the armor we saw from the Leeds Armory was just one of many kinds of elephant armor. Okay, let's go back to this slide. And here you can see that the armored trunk, it's protected halfway. So these are again 3 iron plates, and they kind of fit into each other. So you got one armor for the head, and then you got one piece of armor for the face, with only opening for the eyes, and you got one piece of armor for the trunk. And here's another one piece armor where the elephant's trunk is completely protected as well, and it extends right from the back of the head almost to the base of the trunk, so made of just a single piece of metal. Now the elephant was so important in battle that quite often large elephant swords were attached to the tusks of the elephant. So when the elephant swung its tusks wildly in battle, if anybody came into its path, they would have a part of their body sliced away. Okay, so in Imari, the soldiers used to sit either usually in armor with bows and arrows or muskets, and from the 16th century onwards, the elephants also carried portable guns on their backs. So these were known as gajanals. I don't have a photograph of the gajanal, so I did try to locate it online, but I couldn't find any painting or illustration which depicted how a gajanal was. Okay, so let's see what else is there. And okay, let's have a look at this one. So this is again from Dr. Pant's book. So this is a very good kind of illustration which shows how a war elephant or Gajendra would look like. So this huge covering you see on the back, it's known as a jhula, again a Mughal term. So I don't know what the Sanskrit term is because I got most of these terms from Dr. Pant's book. And you can see this one piece armor covered by a thick cloth, almost covering whole of the elephant's forehead right down to almost the base of the trunk. And the jhula, or the covering on the back on which that soul warrior is sitting, not setting, sitting, is fastened by means of a chain or thick rope, to the elephant's back. And here you also have tusk protectors, these little golden rings. These are the tusk protectors for the elephant. I think that's what we have for this time. Let me see if there's anything else. And yeah, just going back to the howdahs. So these were of different types, and some of them were known as firaki, chhatridar, so where the wood was inlaid with ivory. Chaukhandidar. Chaukhandi is like a square with a canopy with four pillars. So pretty much the Imari. And occasionally they were made of cane, depending on what the need was for. And here's another depiction of, I think it's from a Rajput miniature painting of again a fully armored elephant with two warriors on the back. And you can see these bells, and the armor is quite similar to the one we saw in the Leeds armory. It looks more of a lamellar kind of flexible armor, and you've got the warriors with different weapons, with spears, bows and arrows. And the elephant has got tusk protectors, and in the leg these are known as bedis or chains in the leg as well. And the elephant is carrying something in his trunk. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it looks like chains. Okay friends, so that's it for this time. I hope you have liked this video. So if you have, please do remember to like, share and subscribe. And in the next part I will discuss on some of the pros and cons of using elephants in battle, so which is why I've titled it War Elephants or White Elephants. Okay, so I'll see you in the next time. Thanks for watching.